Hey yo, what's good? Right now I'm going to talk about the the controversial scoring for the first Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez fight, which took place back in 2004. I'm not going to go over this fight because we all know that it was a great fight. And if you haven't watched this fight, I don't know where you've been for the last 10 years, man. Seriously. Go watch this fight right now. But the controversy with this round is, of course, the first round in which Manny Pacquiao knocked down Juan Manuel Marquez three times. Marquez got up 3 times. Man, I love this fight so much. Pacquiao, it's been said, Pacquiao showed his Tyson-esque strength and power in this fight, and Marquez showed his resiliency and boxing ability and boxing IQ and skills and combination punching. Both of these men made their legacy from this fight, and I think that a draw is just a perfect way to define this fight because both men engraved themselves in boxing history with this fight. This fight made both men, especially Juan Manuel Marquez, especially that. But such a great fight. First times I watched, I scored it for Juan Manuel Marquez, a very close fight. But lately when I watched this fight, I've scored it a draw. So I think a draw is perfect. But let me go over with the scoring controversy. The three judges had it 115, 110 for Marquez and 115, 110 for Pacquiao. There you see the judges' preference and what they liked. The one that scored it 115, 110 for Marquez obviously liked accurate punching, boxing, moving around, being able to dodge punches. And the one that scored it 115, 110 for Pacquiao loved Pacquiao's power, his combination punching, his aggressiveness. So I can't recall any other fight that the scores have been this different, this wide. And the third judge, this is where the controversy is, Burt Clemens, he scored it 113, 113. The controversy is that he scored the first round in which Pacquiao knocked down Marquez 3 times. He scored it 10. He scored it 10-7. And that ended up being the deciding point to make it a draw. He scored it 10-7, and in a round that someone gets knocked down 3 times, it's usually scored 10-6 because it's a point off for every knockdown. So you should have got 1 point from losing the round and 3 points for the 3 knockdowns. So it's 10-6. But he didn't score it 10-6. Now, a judge doesn't necessarily have to score each knockdown. I remember watching Mayweather versus Corrales, and the 7th round in which Mayweather knocked down Corrales 3 times. I remember Harold Letterman, he scored that round 10-7. I think it was Harold Letterman. He scored it 10-7, and he said that he didn't like to score around wider than 10-7 because then it's too difficult for the man that got knocked down 3 times or more to come back if he was able to come back. So a judge uses his judgment. That's why he's a judge, because he has the authority over the fight. Unless the referee takes a point away, then he has to take a point away. But a judge doesn't necessarily have to take a point away from a knockdown. Or he could take a point away from a round that has no knockdowns. Anyway, but that's not the controversy. That is the controversy, but the judge, Burt Clemens, he didn't score the fight because of that. He didn't score the fight because he didn't want Juan Manuel Marquez to be too down on the scorecards. He scored the first round 10-7 because he didn't know that you could score around wider than 10-7. So he didn't know you could score at 10-6. A professional judge in a world title fight does not know, between two world-class fighters, does not know that he could do that. Does not know the rules. This is a quote from BoxRec. He said, "I just screwed up. I feel badly because I dropped the ball. Plainly and simply. You can make a lot of arguments that it was a very close fight, but that was immaterial. The fact is, I dropped the ball." So he didn't know the rules to his own job. So this says that Pacquiao should have won the fight. As much as it hurts me to say, as a Mexican, as a Marquez fan, huge Marquez fan, and as a believer that Marquez won all three of the first fights for many, many years. I gotta watch that and analyze their whole rivalry. That's another video, but right now I'm going through the scoring controversy. So professional judge did not know how to do his job. And that's why Pacquiao had to settle for a draw. Man. I'll give another controversy though. After the third knockdown, Pacquiao hit Marquez while he was down hard. He hit him hard, and Marquez kind of tried to fake it a little bit, a la Bernard Hopkins, try to bust a Bernard Hopkins, put his gloves on his face like, oh no, this hurts. I'm sure he wasn't pain. I mean, he had a broken nose and more injuries. So I had trouble breathing. But I think a point should have been taken away from Pacquiao from that. Or don't count the knockdown. That's another controversy that I think should have came up. That Pacquiao broke the rules in the first fight. He got overzealous. It's like when Barrero knocked down Marquez in their fight, and then he hit him while he was down. When Barrero hit Marquez when he was down, the ref didn't count the knockdown. So you could do that. And that's what Pacquiao did to Marquez. So that's another controversy to me. He could have easily got taken a point away. Joe Cortez, I'm fair but I'm firm. But such a great fight. I don't think anything could take away from this fight the greatness of it. Because it's just a classic, and it started such a classic rivalry. And as much as I've been against the fifth fight, because I think the fourth fight just ended so perfectly, so beautifully, and I dare say so magically for me, my family, and all people around the world. I think, at least in Mexico, Southern California, around the Mexican community, I couldn't sleep for days. I was up just thinking about Marquez, that this actually happened. But these guys, they were meant to be in the ring with each other. Their styles mesh so well, and their legacies. When you mention Pacquiao, once they both retire, you have to mention Juan Manuel Marquez because of their epic rivalry. Theirs is the Sugar Ray Robinson, Jake LaMotta, Ali Frazier, Barrera Morales. Marquez never fought Morales, but Pacquiao was his Morales. Because they had just such an epic rivalry. Four epic fights. That first fight, but the first fight, who knows? If the first fight had ended with Pacquiao winning, would Marquez still have gotten the rematch? And if he gotten the rematch, he would have lost the rematch. Would he have gotten the third fight? And if he lost the third fight, he would have been 0-3. 0-2-1 looks a lot better than 0-3. Who knows if he would have got that fourth fight? And I had wished that both fighters had retired after their fourth fight, but it didn't. But what better way to send out two legends, two Hall of Fame careers, with them doing it one last time. One last time. I mean, Sugar Ray Robinson, he fought LaMotta 5 times. And he won 4 times, but it was still an epic rivalry filled with great fights and great moments. So, you could do it again. And if Pacquiao wins again, then he got the better of the rivalry. But their names will always come together. They'll always come together. This is my Ali Frazier. This is my Robinson LaMotta, guys. Anyway, this video was just to talk about that controversy, to let you guys know. And what do you guys think about that controversy? Is it legit? Was it a major screw up? Do you guys think it would have changed the whole you think it would have changed their whole careers from that point? You think Marquez would have gotten a rematch? Please leave you guys comments. This is for a discussion, a boxing discussion. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a great day. Peace.